Welcome back to another episode of the NCAA Cross Country Show. I'm your host, Gordon Mack, and we've had results. We've had important results go down on the cross country course in Tallahassee and Madison, pre-nats and Nuttycombe. Pretty much every top 25 team competed except for Alabama women and Oklahoma State men. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we got our results. We had an upset surprise by the Iowa State men beat Stanford there on the men's side at Nuttycombe. New Mexico women upsetted the NC State women and the BYU women at Nuttycombe. NAU men dominated the men's side at the pre-nats over the likes of Arkansas, Colorado, and BYU and Notre Dame. And on the women's side, it was also Colorado doing very well, kind of a dominating fashion over the likes of Utah, Arkansas, and a few other teams. So we had some winners, we had some losers, we had some teams that were ranked in the bottom 25 move up, the top 25 move down. We have our kind of a different podium contenders kind of coming into fruition. You can check out the rankings on our site, FloTrack.com. Check out the men's rankings, women's rankings. We have the full top 25 teams, top 25 individuals, and in fact, we go top 250 individuals, so check those out on the site. But what we're going to do today on today's episode is we're going to do have some little fun with our top 25. Now, we've had a few races go on the books. We kind of know who's for real, who's not for real right now. Some people still have some question marks. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through all top 25 teams, and I wanted to put them in tiers. So we're going to tier the men's top 25 and the women's top 25. There are 5 tiers. We have the tier of will win, and that is basically me saying you're going to win. I think there's probably only one team, maybe 2 teams, which wouldn't make sense, but likely only one team will be in the will win tier. We have the can win tier. These are teams that can prove me wrong, and they can definitely win a national title, and if they did win, I would not be surprised. We have the teams in the third tier, which are the podium teams. These are teams I think that can podium. I don't think they can win, but I do think if they have an amazing day, perfect day, some other teams struggle, they could podium. Then we have the fourth tier, which is the party tier. And a lot of teams are going to be in this party tier. This tier is kind of the best tier of them all, if you be honest. I mean, because you get to go to Tallahassee in November, nice weather. You get to run with your best friends, your teammates for a weekend. You go watch college football later that night on Saturday night. You know you're not going to win. You know you're not going to get exposed and finish dead last. You're going to finish, like 7th or 12th or 17th or 22nd. And you're just there to party. You're there to have a good time in the cross country. So that is kind of you're just there to have some fun. And then we have that tier, the last tier. This is me kind of trying to predict what team I think might finish dead last, number 31 overall. That's a very hard thing to pick. And likely if you're in this tier, I'm probably going to be wrong. So it's actually good. So if I put you in this tier, it's probably a good thing because the odds of me being right aren't good. So you actually should want me to pick you last. I know that doesn't make any sense, but let's get into it. Alphabetical order of our top 25. We'll start with the men. Air Force. They ran well at Nuttycombe, but they're just there to party. Let's just be honest. Alabama. In any other year, maybe if they had one more guy, but they only have 3 good runners, and all 3, they have 1 top guy, 2 kind of middle of the pack guys. So Alabama is just there to party. Arkansas, now they can win. Arkansas is a team that can win. I mentioned it on the FloTrack podcast. Arkansas, they can win. I don't think they will win, but they 100% can win. Same thing with BYU. We've seen them win. They won in 2019. They have a lot of those guys back. Not a lot, but they have a core of them with Connor Mance. Casey Klinger's been training with them all along. So Brandon Garnica. BYU can win. Colorado. Now Colorado, I want to put them in the can win, but I'm going to put them in the podium. I'm actually more confident that they will podium than I am that they can win in a weird way. So in fact, I feel like they're likely to get 4th, 3rd. They're more likely to get 4th, 3rd, or 2nd than they are to get 5th, 6th, or 7th. So Colorado, I put in the podium. Their arch rival, Colorado State. That's not a real rival, but they're there to party. Let's just be honest. Florida State, they 1,000% are there to party because it's in their hometown. I'm sure there might be a few college kids on that team who might be hosting a post-NCAA party. I'm not saying it, but maybe someone on that team, you kind of slide into their DMs. They're going to probably have a house and they can go over. These teams that are in the party category can all get together. Adrian Wildershut, though, their individual, he's not there to party because he could potentially win the whole thing on the individual side. Furman, I kind of shit on you a little bit earlier after your Notre Dame performance. I don't think you can podium, but, I'm not going to shit on you too much here. I don't think you can finish last. You're definitely there to party. Furman looking good on the party side. Gonzaga, in my mind, also a party. I'm not sure if they're a party school, but they're there to party. Iona, which some people are going to forget about, they're going to party. They're going to be there. I believe in that. Iowa State. Now, Iowa State, I ranked you 7th. I know you won Nuttycombe. I did rank Stanford ahead of you, even though you beat Stanford straight up at Nuttycombe. But I know you got Wesley Kipp too. Festus Legat's looking good. I'm a big Festus Legat fan. I got to put you in the podium category. You're not in the party category. You're in the podium category. I just don't think you can win. I know you probably think you can win, and you should because you guys are pretty damn good, similar with Colorado. But I don't think you will or can, so I'm going to put you in the podium. That's my final answer. Sorry. It's what I have to do. Anyway, Michigan. Michigan. Big party school, and also going to be partying at NCAAs. NAU. I mean, you guys know what I'm going to do here. I mean, it's not really a surprise. I think NAU will win. I mean, you guys seen what they've done. They dominated the more deeper field and pre-nats versus Nuttycombe. I could see NAU losing. So that's why we have a category called Can Win, because I do see situations where NAU will lose, but all my permutations right now are saying put your money on Northern Arizona winning number 5 in 6 years. It's just insane how good NAU's been. So I'm putting them in the will win category. Notre Dame, even though you haven't done much for me, I still think you can win. I wanted to put you in podium out of principle because you're not running all your guys week in and week out the way other teams are. But you got second last year. You returned 6 All-Americans. You got a freaking Olympian on your team. You guys can win. Oklahoma State, a team who decided to just ignore this past weekend. They decided to kind of sit on their butts, train. I've been harping on it. I don't like it. I like it when the teams are running. But, Coach Dave Smith, I'm sure he's very confident in what he's doing. He has been eyeing NAU. He's been eyeing Notre Dame. He's been eyeing Iowa State. He's been eyeing trying to win. And he feels like this is his year. He can win. And therefore, I'll put him in the can win category. I don't think they will win, but they definitely can win. So Oklahoma State gets in that can win category. Ole Miss, definitely. If Craig Engels is back in town, they're going to be there to party. Ole Miss in the party section. Oregon, if you had Cole Hawker, you would be in the podium conversation, but you don't. So I got to put you in the party category. Oregon, partying. Princeton, also partying. I like Princeton. They're going to make the meet. They're going to be partying. They're probably going to win HEPS, unless Penn wins HEPS. I was talking to Coach Steve Dolan on the FloTrack podcast, which goes out on Wednesday. They're hosting Penn. Their Penn relays are back. Penn's got some good vibes going on, but Princeton, I think, is going to win. Stanford. I think Stanford could podium. I think, even though they lost to Iowa State, I think they had 3 guys in the top 10 individually at the Nuttycombe Invitational. They just kind of were missing a strong 4 or 5 leg. Maybe they can put together. I think they can definitely podium. Texas. Now Texas. Texas. I'm always tempted to put Texas in this position because Texas, they're in the weaker South Central region, and then they finish 31st or 30th. But not this year. Texas is actually pretty good. They ran well at pre-nats, and they didn't even run Sam Worley. So Texas, we're partying. We're partying in Texas. Texas is a party. Tulsa, I want to put Tulsa in the podium, but it's just not happening. I'm sorry, Tulsa. Tulsa's partying. So Tulsa is in the party section. Utah State, they are going to be partying. I think they'll make the meet. They got Caleb Garnica, I believe is his name, who might be related to Brandon Garnica. I'm not sure. They're going to be partying. Wake Forest, you're partying. I like you. I like Wake Forest. Washington. Washington's either going to finish 4th and everyone's going to be like, haha, makes sense. But then Washington also can just finish 15th and then go on to indoor, and Coach Powell is just going to have them rolling, and they're going to have like 12 sub-4 milers, dominate the 3K, 5K. I just think I'm more on the edge that they're going to be really good in the indoor, so I'm going to put Washington in the party section. Washington's partying. Wisconsin. They're not going to like the juju I'm putting on them here. But I think I might put Wisconsin in podium. Wisconsin, I was high on last year. Then they kind of were underachieved from what I thought they, but I think I ranked them 5th and then they're finishing outside the top 10 or something like that. They have a lot of young guys, but they are good. They like some of their guys, I think they finished top 4 at Nuttycombe, but some of their guys who I thought would be in their top 3 weren't. And I kind of like Wisconsin. I don't know why. Something about McBurn. I believe in them. It's a great cross-country caliber school. I think they're going to get together. I think they knew they had a chance to surprise in 2020. And 2021, technically March. And I think this will be their chance. They kind of like, they missed it in 2021 March, and I think they're going to figure it out and put together in 2021 November. So Wisconsin, I'm surprisingly going to put them in the podium world. And then last but not least, I got to pick my team that I think is going to finish dead last. Now, this is a hard thing to do because I feel bad. You guys can see a little behind the scenes action going on here. So first of all, I want to be known that please don't hate me for this prediction. I come in peace. I'm trying to be nice here, but I'm going to have to do it. I have to pick a team. I just have to do it. I have to pick a team that's going to finish dead last. The team that's going to finish dead last. I'll be honest, I didn't prepare. I should have already probably written down the team I think is going to finish dead last before I put it on. But a team I think is going to finish dead last. Ooh, I'm gonna get a lot of crap. Should I do it? I'm gonna get crap. I'm gonna go Boise State. They're 5th in the West. They ran well at Nuttycombe, I believe. But I gotta pick a team, and they're my team to finish 31st. So that is my tiers for the men's cross country as of today. NAU, the team will win. I got 4 other teams that I think can beat them. Arkansas, BYU, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State. I got another 4 teams that I think can podium. I got a slew of teams that I feel like will finish top 25, but really have no chance of podiuming. And then I had to pick Boise State to finish last. I feel bad about it already. I kind of want to take it back. Maybe I should switch them out. Put Duke in there or something. You know, I'll put Duke and Georgetown there to kind of make them feel like they're all together. So, hey, it looks like it spells dog. They're dogs. They're the underdogs. D-O-G. I have them last place. All right. Let's reset this thing. Should I like screenshot this? I'm going to screenshot this for my own keeping so I can remember it. And then we should reset it. If I do this, does it reset? I don't know. Okay, maybe just pull them all down. All right, time for women. Let's bring these all down. Clear the board. I'm sure there's a quicker way to clear the board. I am not sure. Go get yourself, just skip like 15 seconds in this video and we will be fine. So clearing the board. Doop, boop, boop, and boom. All right, clearing the board. Time for me to rank based on alphabetical order, my women's teams. So almost there. Hold on, I'm just got to get my data set. Sorry, should have been more prepared. I'm bad at this. Alabama, Team A. First, where are they? Alabama. Oh, now it's different order. What have I done? Alabama, where are you? Here we go. Alabama. They can win. I have them ranked 5th, I believe, right now. They can win. If they find a way to get Jamie Reed to run out of her mind, Alabama can win. Arkansas, they can't win, but they can podium. I want to think they could party, but I'm going to put them in the podium conversation. BYU. Oof. I think BYU can win. I'm not picking them to win, but I do think they can win. BYU gets there. Colorado, same thing there. I think you can win. I don't think you will win, but Colorado ran so impressive at pre-nats. However, there's a caveat because all the good teams were at Nuttycombe. So, Colorado State, big rival of the University of Colorado. They're just there to party. I like Colorado State. Men and women, they're going to have a good old time partying in Tallahassee. Florida State, I was going to put them podium, but I don't think they will. I think they're just going to be there to party. I know they have the home course advantage, but I'm just not in love with it yet. Iowa State, Georgetown, they're partying. They're partying. Iowa State, they're partying. They're going to be there cheering on. They're the men's team who could have a chance to podium, maybe even win. Liberty, now they're partying, but I'm not sure how they're partying because I'm not sure if people at Liberty drink much. I don't know the rules. I know it's like more of a conservative university. So maybe Liberty and BYU can party separate. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. This is probably an insensitive joke, but I apologize. Liberty, your women are running out of your mind, which is very impressive. Typically Liberty may have like an individual. They had Edna Kurgat her freshman year, but to get a whole team there, very impressive. So big shout out to the Liberty. I forget, are you Hawks? I don't know what your mascot is. Should probably look it up. Michigan State. Now they podiumed out of nowhere last year, but they're not going to podium this year. They're there to party. Minnesota. I want to put them podium, but I think they're just there to party. I'm going to put Minnesota as a party. NC State. This is the team, guys. I'm picking them. This is the team that will win. They just have so much depth. New Mexico beat them at Nuttycombe, but I just don't think it means much because NC State had like 4 girls on the sidelines that probably could have slid into their top 5. They're like 9 deep. It's insane. NC State is my team that will win as of today. New Mexico, just mentioned them. They're a team that I think can win. They're definitely a team to challenge NC State. North Carolina, I'm going to put them as a surprise to potentially podium. I kind of like what Milt's been doing. They got all freshmen except for a senior in Paige Hofstad. They're my sneaky podium team. I like North Carolina to potentially be a podium. NAU women, and at the beginning of the year, I thought they could have potentially been a podium team, but they don't have the depth that they were planning on having. A couple of their women are injured, so they're there to party, cheer on the men. Notre Dame, same thing. I thought they would be a little bit better, but they're kind of turning into a middle-of-the-pack team. They're there to party, cheer on the men. Where's Notre Dame? Party. Woo! However, Notre Dame, they're really good with their alumni, right? Molly Huddle, Molly Seidel, pretty damn good. Anyway, Oklahoma State, party. Oklahoma State's partying. I don't think they can really reach to the podium level. If they had Molly Bourne running 100%, then maybe, but I don't think they do. Ole Miss, they could be a sneaky podium team, but I'm going to put them in the party. I thought about doing this. I'll let you see it, screenshot it, Ole Miss fans, and pretend that's where I have you, but you really are going to be here in the party section. Oregon women, they're there to party. They're not fully back yet. They relied on a lot of international transfers a few years ago, like Jessica Hall and a few others, Isabel Brower, and etc. But they have Izzy Thornton-Bott, I think her name is, but she ran unattached. They're a year or two away from being back in the podium conversation. Providence Women, it's good to see them back in the main picture here. Where is Providence's logo? There it is. But they're not there to podium just yet. They're partying. Stanford Women, I still kind of believe in them. I believe in them to podium now. They ran awful at Nuttycombe. But at the same time, some of their top women haven't really even raced yet. I think Jessica Lawson ran one race. They had another, Julia Haymack hasn't run yet. So they do have a couple bullets in their chamber that they could fire at last moment to potentially podium. So I'm going to give them I'm going to overrate them and put them at the podium just because I want to. Syracuse, they're there to party. They're having a good time. Utah, should I put them podium? I don't think so. They're saying the party. Utah's partying. Washington, Washington men and women, I want to put them at podium so bad. Preseason, I'm always like Washington. But then regular season, Washington just tells me, Gordon, stop putting us on the podium. We're just going to light it up indoor track. So same thing with the women. Washington women party. Weber State, I'm putting them at party. No, yeah, Weber State's partying. And now it's time to find my team that I believe will finish dead last. This is hard for me. I feel like I'm going to hurt people's feelings because, I don't want to be that guy to call a group of 7 women and say, hey, you're going to be dead last. But like I said, if I predict you to be dead last, I'm likely not right, which means that you won't be dead last. So with that said, the team I'm picking to finish dead last is Texas Women. Sorry. Again, likely will be wrong. So that means you won't finish dead last. But I also could be right. Anyway, that's my tiers for the women's teams as of right now. NC State, the dominating, will win tier with 4 teams that I think can beat them in Alabama, BYU, Colorado, and New Mexico. And then those 3 other podium potential teams, Arkansas, North Carolina, and Stanford. Those are the tiers. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the NCAA Cross Country Show every Tuesday on YouTube. Check it out. We're here every week, and we'll dive into more analytics and reactions, talk about some individuals next week, maybe talk about teams that are on the bubble to even make the meet. Here we're talking about the teams that are partying at the meet. Maybe I need to talk about the teams that might be partying at home, watching it from home. So we'll talk about that next week. Thank you. Like, subscribe, do the whole internet thing. We out.